2020.
Yeah.
You're a Trump supporter.
No.
They gave us these wristbands right before we entered Mexico. We had to wear them to get food. If you didn't wear it, you got nothing. Everyone had to put it on, even if you didn't want to.
Do you hope to go back into the U.S. in the future and start your life again?
I wouldn't think twice. Life was safer over there. But I don't know how to get out of this. The truth is that living like this is extremely difficult. That's the truth. It's very difficult. Sometimes I sit and wonder what I'll do next, but there's no answer. That's the reality here in Mexico.
Just wanted to help you out a little bit. There's $200 for you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Since President Trump started his immigration crackdown 6 months ago, ICE has recorded nearly 150,000 deportations, according to documents reviewed by CBS News. In tonight's In Depth, CBS's Adam Yamaguchi reports on what happens once they arrive on the other side of the border.
Just 3 miles across the border from San Diego, deportees in Tijuana are starting a new life. Among them is Juan Carlos. Just 1 month ago, he stopped at an LA area Home Depot on his way to his construction job.
As soon as I saw them, I tried to run. I ran.
Oh my God!
His arrest was captured on cell phone video.
Oh, this is so sad!
This is just me. This is the federal, the ICE.
Los Angeles gave me many things. It gave me opportunities. It gave me another kind of life.
Juan Carlos lived in the U.S. for 19 years.
We've met so many people who've been snatched up off the streets across the country, disappear into the void, and then they reappear in a country that they don't know anything about.
The Mexican government set up shelters, preparing for a massive wave of deportees. This one used to be an event space.
What is the capacity here? And are the shelters here filling up?
There's been 100 people that have been inside of the shelter, but the capacity of the shelter is around like 3,000 people.
Priscilla Rivas helps the newly deported figure out where they're going to live and work and how to contact their loved ones. But she says there's a lack of resources for many.
There's flights going to Tapachula, to the southern border of Mexico. So, I mean, what happens to the folks that are being deported to other places?
Even as ICE agents get more aggressive with their tactics, the mass deportations Trump promised haven't materialized. Uliser is a Cuban immigrant, one the Trump administration might consider the worst of the worst. At 15, he shot someone to death and spent the next 19 years in a U.S. prison.
Americans will look at you and say, you're the bad one that we should be deporting.
No. When I was in prison, I did a lot of reflection, and I felt remorse and guilt because part of that decision they're making of going after immigrants is because people like myself, you know, when I was making bad choices, they use that excuse just to target the folks that are actually working and trying to have a better life.
So people are looking at you and the choices you made and saying, well, they're all bad then.
Yeah.
And that's not fair.
That's not fair.
He says he chose to self-deport. Others told us they would like to come back to the U.S., but with tight restrictions, they worry the only way across the border would be illegal and costly.
From what we know, deportation doesn't always come from the dramatic raids or even viral arrests. For many, it starts quietly. A missed court date, a traffic stop, trusting the wrong advice, or even assuming paperwork will work itself out. So some lived in the US for 10 years, 20 years, or even more than 20 years. They paid taxes, they worked jobs citizens didn't want, they built families and even bought homes. But immigration law doesn't run on emotions. It runs on deadlines, documents, enforcement, and when something goes wrong, regret hits first. Let's continue watching these clips and then we'll come back with more comments.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing? For those of you who don't know me, my name is Ivan, aka Rayo de Yucatan. And you know, for those of you who do know me, hello. I just wanted to come on here, guys, because today does mark a year of me being deported after living in the States for 36 years. That's something that, I never knew would happen, but it did. It did, unfortunately. But, it wasn't unfortunate because I knew what I was doing was wrong, guys. My situation is different than other people. I didn't self-deport. I got deported based on my actions, guys. Nobody did it to me but myself. I've taken accountability. I will always do that. Now, what does that do? That brings a lot of things. Accountability is hard, man. Me being deported the first couple months, guys, was hard for me. I cried. I yelled. I was mad at myself for everything that I had done, that I had put my wife and kids through. But over the year, guys, I've learned to deal with those things. I've learned to accept that, we are going to fall short, we are going to fail, but it's how we get up from it. And ever since I kind of got my mind situated in what I need to accomplish here in Mexico, I've been on a mission. And that mission is to be reunited with my family. And nobody or nothing will get me away from that. I thank God every day because God has given me a new outlook on life. I was glad enough to realize it at 38 years old. But this video is mostly directed to, to my wife and my kids. My beautiful wife, my juice, my Cesar, my beans, and my cabucho. They've been with me through thick and thin, and then, they continue to be with me. But Mexico has shown me in the last year, man, it has humbled me so much. It's humbled me so much because I was used to comfort, commodities, all that stuff, but that stuff doesn't mean nothing to me now. It doesn't. It's been hard in the fact that being away from my family. Anything else, guys, like I've told you guys, I think I could deal with it. I could take it on, hey. But with this past year, this past year in Mexico has made me into a man where I feel like, what? God is putting me for a lot of things for a reason. He's putting me through these things, even though I caused it. But now I look at it like whatever comes my way, man, I got this. Me and my wife got this. It's hard to accept the consequences of your actions. That's the hardest thing I've had to deal with, and I deal with it every day. Waking up, not being close to them, it's hard. But I love Mexico because even though I was born here, I didn't grow up here. But it's taught me so much in the last year, man. It's taught me that there is good people out there. There's beautiful people. And every day I pray to be a better husband, better father, better son, better friend, better person overall. That's what I strive to be. I don't strive to have the best car. I don't strive to have the nicest things. But I still got a long road ahead of me. But I know what our end goal is here in Mexico. I just feel the hardest thing for me is being away from my family. It's not something you get over overnight. I still miss them as much as the first day. That's something that just keeps building in me. I can't let them go. And that's what I'm fighting for. But Mexico has taught me how to be resilient, how to be brave, how to know what I want out of life. And I don't mean materialistic things. Family, spiritualness, like peace, happiness. That's what I refer to. Now, don't get me wrong. That doesn't mean I don't want a nice car, a nice home. But I just wanted to share that with you guys right now, and kind of just tell people, actions have consequences. Don't run away from them. If you know what you're doing, just make sure you stand on it. I say always practice what you preach. And that's one thing I will live on. But, I just wanted to make a quick message. And, it's very emotional every day for me. It really is. I know I'm always happy and bubbly and stuff, but it's hard. But I just wanted to come on here and just say, thank y'all for following me and my wife and my kids in this journey. We got a lot ahead to show you guys that it can be done. If anybody needs help, reach out to us. Shoot, I'm still going through it, but I know I will make it. Me and my wife will make it. We got a lot of goals to achieve still. We got a lot of goals, and it's not time for us to end this. No, man. But babe, I love you, mi amor. To my kids, I'm gonna show y'all. Your dad loves y'all, no matter what. But I appreciate y'all, guys. I want to show talk about a quick recap today. Mexico, we got this, guys. Have a great night.
Good morning. I just came back from U.S. I'm one of the people President Donald Trump deported to Nigeria. I've been in Nigeria for the past 3 days now. Actually, we that have been living in abroad, people in Nigeria always say there's no place like home, come home. Yes, there's really no place like home. And people that are living in abroad right now, and you are telling Nigerians back home that there's no place like home, that they should not come to abroad. Now Google fire you. Now Google fire you. Since I come back to Nigeria, Maria will finish my life. Only thing is this one out. Don't pay for Nigeria. I get malaria 3 plus and typhoid. You know you tell abroad, you dey tell people in Nigeria say, make them not come abroad say, there's no place like home, or Google fire you. No Google fire you. No place like home, come home now. Come home. The mosquito!
One of the most common things deported immigrants say is, I was here for so long, I was born here. I came here when I was 3 years old. I thought I was invisible. Many ignored warning signs. They overstayed visas and resolved immigration cases and even passed minor charges. Fake or unqualified immigration helpers, in quotes. So they believed time itself would protect them, but time doesn't erase status. And when enforcement finally comes, it doesn't ask how long you've lived there, only whether you're legal today. So after deportation, many immigrants say the same thing. I listened to the wrong people. We have unlicensed consultants, friends who knew a guy, online advice, promises that sounded good and cheap. Some were told, don't worry, you're fine. Just wait, amnesty is coming. You don't need a lawyer. By the time they realized the advice was wrong, and their cases were already closed. So in immigration law, bad advice can be worse than no advice at all. So this is where the pain gets real. Many deported immigrants leave behind U.S. citizens, children. We have even spouses for those who are married by United States citizens by birth. We have elderly parents. Most of them moved with their parents, the entire family. We have even businesses. A lot of them have established their own businesses in the United States. Like we can see, the other day, the Minnesota closed down during protest, and also people are fearing the ICE raids. So most of these people, they lose their businesses. We have mortgages, they have houses they bought in their names, so also their entire lives. You had established a whole life for yourself. So some kids will have to grow up without parents. We've seen videos of kids crying online and requesting not to be deported because the United States is the only place they have known their entire life. We have marriages don't survive because now maybe when the husband or the wife has been deported, that cannot survive. That is thousands of kilometers away. We have some families are separated for years or even permanently. You will never ever see your partner ever again. And you know, traveling from maybe Somalia or even any other place is not easy, especially when you're going to a country like U.S. You will require some procedures for you to go there. So it is not a matter of just waking up and deciding today I'm going to see your family. Yes, so the punishment isn't about leaving the country. It's about losing everything that you've built, your life, your job, your family, friends, all of that. So that's the regret no one prepares you for.
My name is Danny. I was deported after 23 years of living in the U.S.
My name is Carlos. I relocated, self-deported, whatever term you want to use, back to Mexico after living in the U.S. for 23 years. You know, the funny part is we both went to the United States in 2001, crossed the border illegally, lived in the U.S. for 23 years, and now we're back in Mexico, in Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco. So we decided to just go ahead and start a TikTok page together. Some of you follow him, some of you follow me, and we're going to showcase a different side of Mexico together. What are your goals with this account, and what would you like to show people as we do content together?
So we're going to eat a lot of food, try a lot of things that we haven't tried because we are too lazy to do it. But now that we have each other to hold each other accountable, we got to do it.
Aside from food, another thing that I want to do is potentially be able to help people from the city. And not only like people, like local vendors and things like that, and support local vendors, but also Danny has always had the idea of helping animals, stray dogs. So hopefully we can generate some interest with our account and reach those goals as we venture out together and try new things here in Puerto Vallarta.
Is to deny the request for conditional medical release.
When I voted for Trump, I supported the very system that allows this kind of cruelty to happen. I've spent the last few days reflecting, and I feel like I came through some sort of revelation. I questioned my beliefs, my choices, and my role in all of it. My vote wasn't just a mistake, it was the ultimate betrayal of the very people that I come from. I feel like living in South Florida, surrounded by Republican voices, I was brainwashed into thinking I was one of them. I fell for the propaganda, the normalization of cruelty, and I believed the lies that gave me a false sense of security and belonging. I was convinced that voting for Trump was for the economy or against crime, when in reality I was supporting a man and a movement that dehumanizes people. He basically built his platform on targeting immigrants, spreading hate, and pushing policies that ultimately broke families apart.
Behind bars. He has lived in Florida for more than half his life and worked for the same construction job for many decades. Every day that goes without him here is a day lost forever. This is about being human, about love, connection, and presence. The one thing he needs the most is the one thing that we're being kept from giving him, which is us. I feel that it would be immoral and inhumane to let a man who is suffering, who is terminally ill, spend what little time he has left in pain and isolation. Please don't let him die in a cell. Please don't let him spread our memories. Be a bunch of pain and isolation. The American flag stands for compassion, kindness, liberty, and justice for all. We're all human, and today I'm asking for one human act of compassion to please let my dad come home. So as we can see, deportation for many doesn't mean you going home. So as we've seen from these videos, the way people imagine may turn to maybe the countries they haven't lived in since childhood. They're not favorable. First of all, you don't even remember how you used to live in that country because you were just a child. And there is also limited jobs. Some of them are complaining about jobs. It took them so much time to even adapt to the joblessness conditions and also to think of something that you can do. Others have to support their families back in the US, so you have to work hard, especially as a man, and you left your family, you are deported and left your family in the US. You have to now look for a way to earn here so that you can support your family back in the US. And you know the rates in that country is way different from the US. For you to be able to send good amount of money to the US, you need to work several jobs or even too much of it. So we have unsafe conditions, no support system. So you moved to the US, you don't know anyone now. Other people have moved on with their lives. They are actually judging you. Most of even are actually judging you. They're like, oh, you moved abroad, you have nothing, you came here with nothing. We expect you to have at least built your life. So there is that judgment, and people will not support you as they support others who are locals. So Also, the issue of skills that worked in the US don't always transfer. You know, the US is a developed country already, and most of these things, they are manual labor, of course, and also right now the technology is advanced. And now you go back to this country that you left as a child, and you find that they need another type of labor that you don't have skills, and also they want someone they can trust. So if you're not locally trained, you will struggle, as we've seen. So savings run out really fast, and the stigma of deportation can follow them. So some say the shock is worse than the arrest itself. All of this isn't about fear. This is not about politics. This is about reality. If you know, if you or someone you love is an immigrant in the US, know your status. That is the first thing. Take deadlines seriously. Get proper legal advice. Don't assume time. You know, if you assume time, you are unsafe and prone to deportation. Because the most painful regret wasn't anger, it was, I wish I acted sooner. So if this story made you think, share it with someone who needs to hear it, not to scare them but to protect them. And if you want more real stories about immigration, life decisions, and consequences people never talk about, subscribe and become part of our amazing family. And remember to turn on the notification bell so that you get notified anytime I upload an episode. So, because sometimes the warnings only matter before it's too late. Thank you so much for watching up to this point. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.